Hey, what is poppin', everybody? Let's get into the recap. What did we learn yesterday? We learned that Steph Curry is going to go over every single game of the series, and I'm going to make him the lock of the day every single day for the rest of the series because every single play I did yesterday except for my lock of the day hit. Marcus Smart, we were looking solid at the half. I think he had 2 points in the first quarter. He scored the first bucket of the game, and I was like, oh shoot. And they didn't score for the rest of the first quarter, so he had 2 at the quarter. And then he hit a 3 in the second quarter, so he had 5. He had 5 at the half, and I was like, absolutely, we're hitting this. And then he had a 9-point quarter. And that's like his 4th best quarter of the playoffs. And then he finished with 18. Yeah, that's a gigantic bummer. Marcus Smart was our lock of the day. He'd end up finishing with 18. Of course, he hadn't gotten back-to-back overs in the entire playoffs. And the one time I play him, he does. That's how that all works sometimes. Klay Thompson does end up going under for us in that PRA. He ended up going under on points too. So either way, I did talk about both of those yesterday. He did end up going under on both. Yeah, and Steph Curry, man. I mean, a 40-piece. To even the series, heading back home. Dude's a legend, bro. I do not understand. I've been getting so much hate for the Steph Curry over. Oh, he hasn't done it over and over and over again. He's not consistent, all this and that, playing the best defense. You know, Boston is playing no defense on Steph and Curry. They're literally not. You go back and you watch these highlights. They are just going under every single screen. They're allowing him to get wide open every single time. And I'm not saying they're not guarding him because they probably are. But, I mean, they have no answer. They have zero answer for Stephen Curry. So I'm riding Stephen Curry until the wheels fall off that bus, bro. Stephen Curry is an absolute beast. I don't understand the hate. Steph Curry has never done anything wrong in his entire NBA career. Never had any scandals, never gotten involved in anything off the court. He's done nothing but be a good guy, stay with one franchise his entire career. He's taken less money to keep guys. Like, he is literally the perfect athlete, the perfect professional athlete. People hate on him for some reason, and I don't understand it. I don't get why. But off that rant, that was just kind of a little rant I probably should have gone on. But 2-in-1 day yesterday. Of course, every single play with the lock of the day hits. That's so frustrating. But we got NHL Game 6, big-time game today versus the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. So let's get into it, boys. Real quick, if you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, make sure that you there's a link down in the description I have that automatically takes you to the App Store where you can download Underdog Fantasy. Also throws in my TAKEMYSHOT code when you guys sign up for that. So when you make your first deposit, it helps me out big time, as well as it gives you a 100% deposit match up to $100. So if you throw in $20, for example, you'll get actually $40, and they'll give you another $20 free just to bet on for funsies, a little risk-free bets for fun. And so that is always nice as well to get those risk-free bets. Also helps me out, like I said, big time if you guys use my code TAKEMYSHOT. Because all my picks every single day are always going to be Underdog Fantasy picks. I think it's the best player prop betting app out there. With that being said, now let's get to today's picks. All right, coming in hot with today's lock of the day. Today's lock of the day is going to be a sleeper play. Give me Jacob Trouba over 2.0 shots today is our lock of the day. His postseason, he has taken the second most shots this postseason by any Rangers player. Okay. He's over for 3 straight games with 3, 7, and 3. And he's actually hit the over 15 of 19 games this postseason and 8 out of 9 on the road. So he's only missed 1 time on the road this season. They've only got his shot set at 2, and he takes the second most shots behind Micah on the team. So I'm liking Jacob Trouba today over 2.0 shots. I think this is just a little bit too low. I think if it was at 3.0, it'd be a lot more realistic. But I think Jacob to get over 2.0 shots, he's hit this 15 out of 19 times this postseason. And like I just said, 8 out of 9 on the road. He's also on the ice for a significant amount of time, kind of like Adam Fox. He's out there for quite a long time. So give me Jacob Trouba today as our lock of the day over 2.0 shots. Let's get it. All right, up next, we got a sleeper pick. Give me Andrew Cope today over 2.0 shots. This one is an interesting one. This one I took into account how he's performed in closeout games and big-time games. In Game 6 and Game 7, the Rangers have played back-to-back 7-game series. So if they extend this one to 7, they've played 3 7-game series, which would be crazy heading into the Stanley Cup final. They have played back-to-back 7-game series. And in both of those series versus the Penguins and the Hurricane, he hit the over in both of the closeout games. So he's hit in every Game 6 and every Game 7 with 3 shots, 2 shots, 5 shots, and 4 shots. I also think this one occasionally... All right, let me mention this first real quick too. So every time they've gone into a 6 and a 7-game series, he has hit the over every single game. He's also gotten more time on ice. He's touching 20 minutes per game in closeout games in Game 6s and 7. He doesn't normally get into the 20 minutes per game range, but in games that seem to matter, he seems to be out there on the floor a lot longer than normal. So give me Andrew Cope on that one. Also, I think this one is a little bit of a trap play. If you guys bet on Underdog for a while, you notice that sometimes there's been a player that, hasn't hit. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to bet the under. And then, boom, he explodes, has a big game. it's called a trap play. That's what I call it anyways. And I think Andrew is kind of set up for a trap play. Has not played well this series. Has had a couple of back-to-back really bad games. I think a lot of people are going to look at that and be like, oh, he hasn't hit for a very long time. Let's take that under. He's about to have a big-time explosion game today. Give me Andrew Cope today over 2.0 shots. It's our second play today. All right, and our last play of the day today, obviously it has to be a Tampa Bay Lightning. Give me Steven Stamkos today over 3.0 shots. Coming off his second worst postseason game. He had one shot. Just one shot from Steven that game. That won't happen again. The last time it did happen, he followed it up with a 6-shot performance. Yeah, he's going to back this one up big. Coming into this, into that last game 5, he was averaging 4.5 shots per game up until that last game where he had just that one shot. But even at that, he's still averaging 3.8 shots per game. He's their closer between Nikita, between Steven, and between shoot, why do I always forget that other guy? Give me just a sec. Oh, Victor Hedman. Between Victor Hedman, Nikita, and Steven Stamkos, those three guys got to put up a big performance today for them to close out. The three of them haven't, or the other two, Nikita and Victor, haven't had fantastic games. The guy that's been by far the most consistent in this series is Steven, and he's coming off his worst game. There's no way he's going to have another bad game again. Expect Steven. He saw that. He sees that he only took one shot. He knows that he's got to be better. So expect Steven today to have an explosion game as well. Over 3.0 shots today for Steven. Let's lock that one in. All right, so that means it's time for our perfect 3-slip. Let's get it. Give me Jacob Trouba, our lock of the day, over 2.0 shots. Give me Andrew Cope today, over 2.0 shots as well. And give me Steven Stamkos, over 3.0 shots for 3 overs on shots today. I know I don't normally do 3 straight overs on shots for hockey players, but we're going to go 3 straight overs today because the numbers show that these guys are definitely going to crush these overs today, so I'm liking these 3 plays. Let's lock that in as our perfect 3-slip. All right, that is going to wrap up today's video, guys. I'm hoping we don't get 3 pushes today. I've got 3 guys here that are, 0.0, 0.0, 0.0. In a perfect world, I'd wish that it was 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, or whatever the case is, whether it's lower or higher. Because sometimes, what happens if I do just get 3 pushes tonight? I guess we just get our money back. But make sure, guys, I will bring it up again here. Bet the individual odds. If you guys are in a state where it's illegal to sports bet, there's an app called Fliff that for some reason it's not illegal to do it on that app. Same thing with like UNDERDOG, where it's not illegal in some states where it is illegal to sports bet. It's weird. The whole sports betting world is weird right now with all they have laws and stuff that they have with it. But make sure you guys bet individual odds. Yesterday, wasn't able to hit the 5 or the 3 slip, but I put heavy money. I put big money on Stephen Curry's points yesterday. I've also put money down on Klay Thompson's under. I put money down on Kevon Looney. Like, I put individual bets on those guys just to, the plus or minus or for whatever those guys had. So most sports betting books don't put 0.0 on hockey players' shots. That's just kind of an underdog thing so you guys can get the push. But like I'm assuming Jacob Trouba on a sports book is probably going to be 1.5, and Andrew Cope is probably going to be 1.5, and Steven Stamkos will probably be 3.5. It'll probably be plus value. But those are the kind of things. Remember to bet the individual odds, guys, not just betting parlays. Parlays aren't always going to hit, so don't rely on that as being your sole income for sports betting. But that being said, guys, let's get this winning tonight. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.